Is LBRY a viable alternative to YouTube? That's our topic for today. So you guys have been asking me to mirror my content on other platforms other than YouTube. And I understand that YouTube is, closed down, proprietary, and it's owned by Google. Many people have a problem with Google. I certainly have a problem with Google. But as far as a video platform, YouTube is kind of where you have to be. If you want people to view your content, you have to be on YouTube. You're going to get probably 1,000 times more views on a video by putting it on YouTube rather than pick an alternative platform. You just are. If you're going to bother making videos, you want it to be watched. And if you want your videos to be watched, it has to be on YouTube. But I understand many people want a free solution, a free alternative to YouTube. Many people, for political reasons, philosophical reasons, support the free software movement, the open source movement, and do not want to be on the YouTube platform to have to watch my videos. And I completely understand that, and I respect that. So I've been exploring alternatives, and some of the alternatives you guys have mentioned to me in the past, I do not think are viable alternatives. One of the ones you guys have mentioned to me many times in the past, and I've just shut it down every time it comes up, is PeerTube. PeerTube is not a good alternative because PeerTube, you have to have your own PeerTube server. You have to store those videos. The storage cost for the amount of video I have would be insane. Hundreds of dollars a month, probably. PeerTube is not a YouTube alternative. Not a viable one, anyway. At least not yet. Many of you guys have recommended me things like BitChute, DTube. Nobody really uses those platforms. I don't see those catching fire, right? I don't see people en masse moving to BitChute or DTube. I don't think those will be around long enough for it to make sense for me to waste my time trying to put all of my content on those platforms as well. But LBRY is different. LBRY, more and more people have been asking me to sync my content over on LBRY, and I started looking at it a few days ago, and about 3 days ago I started syncing my channel to LBRY. I went ahead, claimed my channel name, DistroTube, over on LBRY, and started the sync because I have almost 600 videos. I think I have 570 videos on YouTube, and LBRY, of course, is going to sync all that to LBRY now, and that's going to take hours or even days. It took about 2 days for it to sync all of my content. I think late last night, I finally got the notification that my channel had finally fully synced to LBRY. So the process was completely automated. I didn't have to do anything, which is great. No extra work on my part. One thing, though, to note is not all of my videos made the transfer. I have about 570 videos on YouTube, 536, I think, made the trip from YouTube to LBRY. So about 35 videos didn't make the trip. Why? It's because there are some restrictions on what LBRY can sync from YouTube, what it can just go and pull down from YouTube itself. Some of my videos were probably just too long. I imagine those 35 videos that didn't make the trip were all very long live streams. And those are fine if they don't make the trip over to the LBRY because they're not going to be exactly riveting content anyway. It's probably like gaming live streams or some of my open chat live streams where I just chat with people in the community or the YouTube chat or some of my patrons. And some of those chats often run 2 hours or more in length, and those file sizes were probably too big for LBRY to deal with. But most of my videos made the trip over. They were ported from YouTube over to LBRY. And again, it was completely automated. All I did was give them my channel name, the location to my channel on YouTube, and then I had to log in to my YouTube account through LBRY. You have to sync your accounts. And then the sync started, and I forgot about it for about 2 days. Then I get an email saying the sync is complete. And I have been watching a little bit of video on the platform the last couple of days just to see what LBRY is all about. And I got to say, I am impressed. I think LBRY is a nice alternative to YouTube. It lets you do a lot of the things you can do on YouTube. You can follow channels, subscribe to channels. You can comment on the videos. You can donate to your favorite channels. And how you donate is you tip them. There's a button on the video that says tip, and you can click it and you can tip them in cryptocurrency called LBC. LBRY has its own cryptocurrency that it deals in called LBC, which I think stands for LBRY credits. These LBC credits are how creators get paid. It's also how you, the viewers of the content, could get paid. When you sign up for LBRY, you're constantly rewarded for things, following channels, people following your channel, and you're constantly being given these LBC credits as rewards. So the platform is monetized in a way, if you don't mind dealing in cryptocurrency. LBC is traded on some of the major cryptocurrency exchanges, so you can trade your LBC in $4 on some of these exchanges, or you can buy LBC if you need LBC to do business on the LBRY platform as well. The video quality on LBRY is also very good. I think it's comparable to the video quality on YouTube. LBRY has desktop clients for Linux, so you can view LBRY, of course, inside your browser. That's how most people are going to view LBRY. But if you want a desktop client, they do make desktop clients. It's just a web application. It's just like a web GUI app. But if you want that, you can get it on Arch-based Linux distributions like the ones I run. You can find the LBRY desktop client in the AUR. I'm sure it's available on other distributions as well. The one downside to LBRY I found is, now that I have all my videos hosted on LBRY, it would be great if on my personal website, distro.tube.com, I could embed those videos in blog posts or in forum posts. I can't do that currently. LBRY has no way for you to embed video, and I think that is a major downside that the creators of LBRY need to address immediately. I think that's one of the reasons YouTube became very popular, is how easy it is to embed YouTube video in your blog and article, forum posts, and things like that. Because right now on distrotube.com, I have all my videos posted over there, and they are hosted myself, my own personal hosting in an Amazon S3 bucket, and of course there's storage costs involved in that. And I would love to be able to take those Amazon links down and just embed the LBRY videos on my website. But again, right now, that's just not possible. Maybe it will be possible in the near future, and if it is, that would probably be the way I go, just to save me some money right now. For an alternative platform for you guys to watch my video other than YouTube, other than LBRY, you can also go to distrotube.com. All my videos are posted there, and they're just hosted by me. So is LBRY a viable alternative to YouTube? Absolutely. I think it is. I think it's more of a viable alternative than a lot of the other solutions you guys have presented me in the past, because I see LBRY doing things that those other alternatives are not. Mainly, I see LBRY actually gaining traction. People are talking about it. I see other YouTubers talking about LBRY. I'm talking about Linux YouTubers, gaming YouTubers, just general tech-related YouTubers, and YouTubers outside of the tech industry. People are starting to talk about LBRY in a big way, and I think the reason they're doing that is because YouTube has kind of wet the bed in a lot of ways in recent months with COPA and with some of the censorship they're doing, the adpocalypse things that happen, on a regular basis, a couple of times a year, mass demonetization of channels, mass bannings. LBRY, there is no censorship at all on LBRY because no one can remove my video other than me. It is physically impossible. The creators of LBRY cannot remove my video. They cannot delete my channel because of the technology behind LBRY, this blockchain peer-to-peer technology that they use. Once I put my videos out there, it's out there. It cannot be removed other than by me. And there's no guarantee, I think, that I could remove it. There are things in place that allow creators to try to remove their content, but when you read the LBRY terms of services, there's no guarantee that I could even take down my content, because once it's out there in the public, it's out there. So as more and more people are frustrated with the YouTube platform and are looking for a viable alternative, LBRY seems to be the one with the biggest amount of steam behind it. Where I don't think things like BitChute and DTube will ever succeed. I think they're going to fail and fail in a big way. LBRY seems like it's got some staying power, and because of that, I don't mind being on LBRY. And the fact that I don't have to spend any amount of time on LBRY myself, posting my own videos and thumbnails and stuff, if I can just sync it to my YouTube channel, I'm fine with that. If I've got to put in like real effort into it, it's just not cost effective, since so few people will watch my content on an alternative platform rather than YouTube. But because LBRY makes things so easy, why wouldn't you be on LBRY? And the fact that LBRY, again, is free and open source, it's certainly a far more open platform than something like YouTube. If you guys are interested in LBRY at all, I suggest just going ahead and signing up. The sign up process just takes a second, and then you can immediately start following all your channels over there that you follow on YouTube. Those of us that are already over there. Linux related channels, I've noticed that quite a few Linux related channels are already on LBRY. Just playing around in the last couple of days, I noticed that Switch to Linux is over there. I noticed that Reba Linux is there. Brian Lunduke is over there. The Linux Gamer. There's a number of popular Linux channels that you guys probably watch on YouTube that are also on LBRY. So don't feel like if you go to LBRY, you won't find a lot of your favorite content creators over there. There's quite a few. And if you do sign up to LBRY, be sure to follow DistroTube over on LBRY. Before I go, I do need to thank a few special people. I want to thank the patrons of the channel. These guys help support my work over on Patreon. Without these guys, this episode about LBRY wouldn't be possible. The channel wouldn't be possible. If you'd like to support the show, please consider doing so. You'll find me at DistroTube over on Patreon. All right, guys. Peace.